Welcome to The Gorgeous Effect, the podcast that's about to rock your marketing world. I'm Julie Chanel, and with my co-founder, Kathy Olson, we're the masterminds behind Funnel Gorgeous and FG Funnels. Buckle up, we're about to drop some serious tea on how to create funnels that not only look amazing, but actually convert into customers. We'll chat mouth-watering offers, copy, design, and give you an inside look from behind the scenes of some of our best and worst funnels. No smoke and mirrors, just real strategies that work from two ladies who have been around the funnel block. You'll walk away with no BS advice, war stories from the trenches, and actionable tips that will help you stand out in the digital noise. So grab your coffee or something stronger, we won't judge, and get ready to unleash the gorgeous effect on your business. It's time to show the world what you've got. Let's do this. Hey everyone, this is Julie and Kathy, and we are back today talking Black Friday. So basically, Kathy, you and I were getting ready for our Black Friday sale, our 6th Black Friday sale, or 7th, maybe it's at this point. And we're just kind of going to go through some of the things we've done in the past, what worked, what we maybe want to bring back, and just kind of dive into what doing Black Friday sales for 6 years has taught us.
Yeah, I think some of the years we went all out. Some of the years we kind of, half-assed it, but they still did well. Like every year, I think we've been stacking our learnings. So I'm excited to dive in today and kind of go down memory lane of how we've made it better and better every single year.
Yeah, so hopefully you'll get some good ideas for your Black Friday sale. So I want to start. I feel like in 2018 is when our business launched. So we didn't really focus. I don't remember what we did in 2018, but 2019 was the first year that we really pulled out all the stops, and we did a fire sale. Do you remember that? Do you remember how much work the fire sale was? So for those of you guys who don't know what a fire sale is, it's basically we came up with 4 bonuses. And so I can't remember exactly what we featured, but we didn't really have that many products at the time. So whatever we were featuring, there was no sale, there was no discount, but if you bought on Black Friday, you got 4 bonuses. And then if you bought on Saturday, you only got 3. And then if you bought on Sunday, you only got 2. And then if you bought on Monday, you only got 1. You were the one who designed the page. And I think you also sourced the bonuses. I can't remember them. Do you remember what they were? I remember one was an ornament, a Christmas tree ornament.
So silly. I think I have a link. I'll try to pull it up. But yeah, we were selling the Funnel Gorgeous course. But so remember 2018, we had just launched the course, so we wouldn't have sold it. We wouldn't have done a sale, right? Because we had just launched.
But there was nothing, but we didn't do a discount, remember?
We did not do a discount because we had been selling it. Like that was our one product.
Our bread and butter.
So this is good for people who have like one thing, or you don't have multiple things. Because ever since then we've done multiple things, but we didn't have multiple things to sell at that point.
It's true.
So it was all about that. So it was really all about getting the bonuses, because and again, it was for people who hadn't already bought. So
yeah, well, so one thing I want you to think about, if you're interested in a fire sale, we made the bonuses get better we made the bonuses were the best. Like the last bonus was the best because we didn't want people to feel bad for missing the best bonus, right? So I think the first bonus was a Christmas tree ornament. And then the second bonus was like an extra template, or I can't remember what they all were. But that way, even if you only got to buy on Monday, you still got an awesome bonus. But we totally rewarded the people who bought early by giving them all 4. But technically that was a little difficult just because we had to track who bought on what day, and we had a physical product bonus, which always adds a fun little shipping and handling aspect to the sale. But so that was 2019. 2020, that was, oh my gosh, 2020 was a COVID year. What did we do in 2020? Oh yes, we did those big ass bundles. You remember?
Yes, that was like the like going out of business sale, mattresses, get all the things for sale. So we did do a sale. I remember it was
but there was, it was a good deal, but we still weren't bought into discounting yet. We just bundled a whole bunch of things together.
But there was a discount when you bought them all together. So technically they kind of were on sale, but it was like the big, huge, or unless it was just a bonus. But I think it was you got a discount from buying them all. But so much so, because we're always thinking about the past clients that paid full price. So it was still a good deal, even if you had bought most of what was in it, which was like, that kind of like, okay, let's, we would make sure we take care of people so they don't feel like buyer's remorse if they had just bought. Actually, remember, what do we do when people had just bought something? I think
if it's within 30 days, if it's within 30 days, we honor the sale. And I think a lot of stores do that. So if you're ever worried about doing bundles or special pricing, like just honor it within the month, if someone has bought, because I don't honor it. We don't honor it the month after, but the month before, right? Because we're always trying to incentivize and reward people for taking action early. So if someone buys and then they see the sale, we're going to give it to them because they bought even when it wasn't on sale. And that's awesome. And we want to reward that loyalty. I remember those bundles, though. We had physical swag that you got with the bundle, right? So we definitely had our work cut out for us because bundles, in 2020, each day we focused on a different bundle. So it was like a daily sale. You could buy any of the bundles the entire 4 days, but we focused on one because when you're selling multiple things on Black Friday, it's a little bit of a trick to figure out what to focus on, especially in your email marketing, in your ads, and what have you. And you made a pretty splash page of all the bundles, right? So people could compare.
Yeah, they could see everything that was included. I mean, it's always weird to have like these splash pages because you're not trying to sell, like they're separate. You're not selling everything and you're not telling everything, but so you have to tell just enough that people kind of understand what they're getting in each bundle. I think visuals are really important. That's what, if I can drive home anything today, visuals in a Black Friday sale are the most important thing. And it was even important, when we did it in 2019 for these expiring bonuses, because it's really confusing. People are shopping really fast, kind of like quick and dirty, fast, shopping, just kind of buying, this like buying frenzy. So you want to make it as visual as possible so that they can completely understand what's inside and it doesn't take too long. If it takes too long, they're gone. So even in 2019, when we did it with the expiring bonuses, I had pictures of like 5 days, you get 5 things. And there was like 5 pictures of like
presents,
gifts. Yeah, and then it was like, okay, but if you buy on Saturday, and it had like 1 gift was grayed out. And then if you buy on Sunday, then 2 gifts were grayed out. Like we had to visually show over the top so people can understand. And that's kind of the thing we've taken all the way through all of the years, as much visually as we can show. So, actual offer product mock-ups and like, here's what you're getting. Here's what you're getting. So that's like the one thing, please, please, please have these on your pages, because if they don't understand the deal, they will say no and just close the page.
Yeah. All right. So 2021, 2022, and 2023, we made a big shift because by 2021, 2019 was the fire sale. 2020 was like the bundles. I think we did bundles in 2021, but basically what happened is that we had a lot of products. And at this point, it was sort of like, what do we focus on? Right. And so we decided that one time a year. And so I often tell people, you don't always want to discount your products, right? You want to instead just add value. But if there's one time a year where you can get away with a sale and it not feel like you're, discounting your value or anything, it's Black Friday. And so people know that this is the yearly sale. And so 2021 was the first year we went 30% off any of our products store-wide. It was a super easy way. And I think probably there was a reason we did that. It could have been we were so busy and like we couldn't pull off anything exceptional. So that was the first year we did a discount. And then we also added what I call a lazy sale, where everybody who buys at a certain level, right? So spend at least $200 or whatever, was entered into a drawing. You remember the drawing that we did?
Sort of.
Sort of. It was basically, we told people that if you were chosen as a winner, you would get anything we launched in 2023
my gosh,
for free.
that one was, I don't know. I don't know if I would recommend that one, because I think there were several times where we were like, why did we do this again? But again, I mean, that's fine. We have this approach of like, what would be just like the most craziest thing we could possibly do? And people would say yes. And then we'll just regret it later. It's fine. But it really increases that. Like, because this was such a lazy sale, I think having such a really irresistible offer kind of made up the difference in us not promoting it quite as much, because it almost creates that like virality on its own. It's like, look what these crazy people over here are doing. And like, they almost share it on. So it's like, I would say if you do have a year where you're going to do a lazy sale, this will help you if you do some kind of crazy bonus.
Yeah. So it was a discount, a 30% discount, store wide. And then it was enter to win a drawing if, you could be chosen as this VIP customer. And so then by 2022, we introduced the catalog because there were so many products. The splash page was getting so busy. We knew people would have trouble making a decision. And so why don't you tell them about the catalog?
Yeah, I was like pulling up the pages feverishly as you were talking too. So the catalog is super cool because it's that whole doorbusters idea, like that, where people will, and I don't know if, I think it happened plenty of years before this, like from a consumer standpoint, but like all these companies, Walmart, Target, all the big ones were coming out with previews of sales. So people would have time to prep. And so we're like, why don't we take a page from their whole, multi-billion-dollar enterprise and we could do that something a little bit in our little world. And so, we came up with this idea of the catalog of showing exactly what was going to be on sale and what the sale, like how much it would be, all that stuff. So people could prepare for it. It gave people more time to understand what the deals were and kind of look and, do some research on which course they want to buy. And so they were nice and ready to go. I believe we also had the bonuses too of like what you would get, like the swag.
Yes, there were
in there too. So I think it was like the very last page. We're like, and if you spend and the whole idea behind it, if you spend a certain amount of money, it's like based on average cart value. So we looked at our average cart value of like, okay, most people will buy this. Could we just do it a little bit more than average? And that will actually, and this is another play that you take from Amazon, doing the $25 free shipping and then $35 free shipping. This is how they figured that out. They figured most people spent whatever $20 on Amazon. If they just say $25, now they're gonna put extra in their cart in order to get the free shipping. Same deal here. You will add just a little bit more and it will increase your average cart value. So that was a really big play when we started kind of adding that in.
Yeah. And so as you can hear, we've tried lots of different sale types. All of them were successful. All of them netted us our biggest, one of our biggest months ever. Last year, which was 2023, right? We're in 2024.
It was the vault unlocking. So that was the big deal with 2023 was unlocking Launch Gorgeous past rounds for the first time in history.
Yes,
after whatever 10 Launch Gorgeouses or something, right?
Yeah. So this was our live coaching program. So we basically took the replays and unlocked them. And so, we've learned so much, right? Whether it's fire sales, whether it's we also added like limited swag, which was like a whole thing. People wanted the sacred hoodie that like you only got, and whether it was bundles, whether it was focusing on a daily sale, when it was store-wide discounts, enter a drawing. In this case, it was bringing out things that weren't normally for sale. We definitely did a catalog. There was a lot in that catalog. And so we had not only a catalog, but we had a splash page as well so that people could go ahead and purchase. So that was a fantastic sale.
Man, I'm looking at this splash page and it was so involved because, again, remember, it's like we keep adding basically every year. So this year we had a coupon code for all of the years too. Super easy one to remember. But it's like we had all the courses listed. It was almost like a hub, right? It's almost like a catalog on a page, kind of, but not like with a lot of explanation. We had all the courses listed first, and then the slide decks and the lead magnets. And then we had to talk about each round of Launch Gorgeous. So it was like, get on the on-demand version, get the classic version, get elite, get whatever. And then at the end of the page, you guys, like, if you could see what I'm looking at right now, we had a whole decision tree. Like, okay, which Launch Gorgeous is for you? Yes or no? This, and that, like a little quiz on there. And then we had a big bundle. So we like added the whole bundle idea at the very end. We said, get all of the Launch Gorgeouses. And it was for some ridiculous price. Like if you were to even want 2 of the Launch Gorgeouses, you'd want to get the bundle, right? Because it was like get all of them. So we anchored them on, okay, you could get this, you could choose this, you could choose this, you could choose, or just get them all, girl. Just like treat yourself and we can get the whole bundle for like some insane amount. And then we had the gorgeous hoodie on top of that. We called it the bundle deal is crazy pants math, only $833, right? So like, not no idea.
So, we're sitting here, we're recording this episode for you guys. It's early October and we have basically a month and a half to plan our Black Friday sale. So we thought, you know what, we had this meeting plan to go over all of our last sales, what worked, what didn't, what we want to focus on. It feels a little overwhelming because we're even bigger this year than we were previous years. And so we are in planning mode. And I think we're definitely going to take ideas from our past playbooks with our catalog, with our bundles, with our discounts, all that kind of stuff. We are going to try to do something new this year that we haven't done before, just in the Funnel Gorgeous way of trying to beat out what we did the year before. So you'll just have to stay tuned for that. I don't know that we should share it right now, but
especially since if we can't pull it off, I don't want to share.
It really suck if they would come back to that.
Like we have a crazy idea for this year. So like, and I don't know if it's going to work. So we'll have to see. So again, I don't want to like call a shot and then not there or have to do like a lesser. I mean, I'm sure we'll do it. I have every faith in us that we will, but it is kind of crazy when you become known for like innovation, then you have to keep it up. It's like, dang it. Like, it's like, you get like people where you're like, you do something and you do such a good job of it. And like, now it's your job. Like, it's like, we do Black Friday so well and people are watching us and it's like, now it's our job to do Black Friday really well. But I think I think it'll be awesome. And I'm really looking forward to it, to kind of figuring out how to make it work. But again, it really is like a stepping stone every year. We learn something new every single year. We're like, we'll never do that again, or yes, we'll do that again, or whatever, or what's the better version of that this year. So it's really cool to kind of to iterate, but we'll never not do a Black Friday sale for sure.
Yeah, no, I know there are people who say, I don't want to like compete in the inbox and all this kind of stuff. And honestly, like when I hear people say that, I'm like, okay, you don't have to. Like nobody said you had to compete, but if you don't show up, like people are going to buy that weekend. That's the weekend that people are known for buying, especially if you are in any sort of B2B market. People are looking to reduce their taxable income before the end of the year. So they're purchasing any coaching or whatever they can purchase to sort of lower their top line profit numbers for taxes. So you don't have to show up, but other people will. And oftentimes
they will get your customers and they suck. So you don't want them to take your customers because they're not as good as you. Like if they're looking, sometimes some people wait just for Black Friday to buy things, right? And especially if they know. But I do think that this is why that catalog is key, because you send out the catalog before their inboxes are full, right? So now they know, okay, I know I'm going to shop that week. Right. They already have it in mind. So I do, if you are worried about, inbox and social media busyness, do it ahead of time, send out your catalog ahead of time, and then you can alleviate some of that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, hopefully this was helpful and we will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for hanging with us at the Gorgeous
See you on Black Friday.
Bye, everyone.
Hey, thanks so much for listening to the Gorgeous Effect podcast. Now it's time to hit that funnel builder and turn heads and wallets with your next project.